It's Saturday, March 26, 2022. Let's analyze the stock market trading session for the previous day. It was up, S&P 500. Let's start with the S&P 500. This is daily chart, up almost 23 points. It doesn't want to stop. It just keeps going higher day after day. Way too many days in a row. Four here, and so far two here. Levels that I'll be watching on Monday will be exactly the same, looking at exactly the same setup as a previous session. For support, it will be this line down here around 44.50. The upper range is 45.50. That's a 100 point trading range. I mentioned about this level. This is where the 100-day moving average is, and it proved to be a very strong resistance on Friday. Tagged it early in the morning, pulled back, and then it tried again and closed near the highs of the day. So very bullish price action so far. Let's take a quick look at the intraday price action. This is a 5-minute chart. It opened higher, minor pullback, bounced, tagged the 100-day moving average up here, pulled back. It was kind of a sharp pullback, chopped around for a little bit, a couple of hours. Another bounce, pullback, and finally closed near the highs of the day, right below the 100-day moving average. So this is very choppy, but still in an uptrend. Now going back to the daily chart, as I mentioned, the trading range that I want to trade will be between 44.50 and 45.50. If we on Monday we open higher, I will not chase that gap. It will be tempting, but very unlikely I will go long. If, however, we push above the 100-day moving average from below, then that could be a good buying opportunity for me. If it decides to go south, a dip below 44.50 could be a good shorting opportunity. If we spend another couple of trading sessions inside this range, I think this setup will be very, very attractive. This is a very simple setup, but with a very highly predictable outcome. Above this point, long; below this point, short. For the Nasdaq 100, this one was kind of flattish, down 11 points, but it was able to push above the previous day's high, now finding resistance around the 14,800 level. So that would be a very important level for tomorrow. It's still in a very strong uptrend, even more than the S&P 500. Day after day, let me clear that. Day after day, it has not been able to even dip below the previous day's low, with the exception of here very quickly. It was marginal, quick bounce, and it just wants to go higher. Momentum, of course, momentum is just not the same as it was down here. So even if we keep going higher, I don't see the huge, this big up days as down here. And now the only major resistance other than here will be these moving averages, the 200-day moving average and the 100-day moving average. I really doubt we're going to get here before a decent retracement to at least say the 50-day moving average, which will probably at that point will coincide with the 10-day moving average. We'll see, but momentum is not the same. But nonetheless, no reason to short. I don't see any signs of a trend change. So it could be a very choppy uptrend, but an uptrend nonetheless. Now for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, this one was up 153 points, was able to trade above this high from 3 sessions ago, and is tagging. It's right around the 200-day moving average. Is it going to get above that? Wow, quick open higher, not by too many points, and it can quickly push much higher above the 100-day moving average. These are the only major moving averages above the Dow Jones Industrial Average currently, and they can not too far away, as I mentioned, and it can quickly push much higher from here. It's even difficult for me to mention that how far we've come from down here. But look at the consolidation now. It's been consolidating for a few days. So don't be surprised if we go much higher from here, pushing above these moving averages. This should be very strong support on the way down. That's the 50 and the 10-day moving average, including that pivot point. For the semiconductor index, this one, I'll say it was flat for the day, neutral day. Pull big bounce. I wouldn't say big bounce, big breakout the previous day. Oh, by the way, I'm still long. I entered at the end of the day here. So Friday's trading session pulled back, bounced off this support level, the 100-day, the 200-day moving average, bounced from there, closing around the same close as the previous day. My stop loss, I will consider it was down here below this low. Now I will consider liquidating my position if we dip below 34.50. It really depends on the price action, real-time price action, and see what the other indices are doing, the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. So as long as we stay above the 5-day moving average, the 34.50 level, I think it will continue to go higher. Dips below that, and I think the breakout will most likely will fail. I don't think the 50-day moving average will be very strong support. I find very strong support around this area, but it is too far away. So if that's the case, I would rather get stopped out, cut my losses, and wait for the next setup. So far, so good. For the Russell 2000, neutral to bullish day. Open, well, it closed kind of flattish. It was up 0.28%. This one is consolidating. It is still above all these moving averages. This would be a nice trading range. Gets above 208, and it could continue higher. I would do nothing until it breaks out of this range. Down here could be very strong support. That's where we have these moving averages of 50, the 20, and the 10. So really nothing to do is just consolidating and wait for the next move. That's all for today. Thanks for stopping by. Conclusion, it is still a very strong uptrend from the lows. If you're shorting, be very careful. It has not been working, only works for a day. Or maybe if you're doing that intraday, it's fine. But I really don't see a trend change yet. And of course, I'm looking for a multi-day move, not just one day. So I'm waiting for another setup. Like trading on Monday.